time I see the sun, a rooster crows for days. And every time I see that gal, she always looks away. Hell, she always looks away. Hold on, baby, just hold on. I'll be coming home, back where I belong. Hold on, baby, baby, just hold on. Sunday morning meeting time, I hear them church bells ring. Y'all seen them late last night, go out and shake that thing. They went out and shake that thing. Oh, hold on, baby, just hold on. I'll be coming home, back where I belong. Yeah, baby, hold on, baby, baby, just hold on. Well, in the shade I waste my days, tonight I go to town. Well, I'm upstairs with them good time gals, always going down. Yeah, they're always going down. Hold on, baby, just hold on. I'll be coming home, yeah, back where I belong. Hold on, baby, won't you hold on? One more time, baby. Yep, I'm getting right in through the night, twinkling in her eye. Little girl, she ain't got me yet, but Lord, she loves to try. Oh, Lord, she does try. Hold on, baby, just hold on. I'll be coming home, baby, back where I belong with you, baby. Hold on, baby, just hold on. Won't you hold on? I said, baby, just hold on.
I found an upside to feeling down when I took a good look around. There's stuff to be learned, but it to be turned, it seems. Yes, there is. You got to pay your dues before it's all cookies and cream. Some people want their dinner cooked and served, and somehow that is what they deserve. Narcissists with a runaway self-esteem. But let me tell you, you got to pay your dues before it's all cookies and cream. energy. That's something else than what a fool believes. You got to pay your dues before it's all cookies and cream. You got to pay your dues before it's all cookies and cream.
return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of love to breathe. The stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. I will leave it on the next string, baby, I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I ain't missed a 9 to 5, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. A brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. saw you live to be a million years. All hearts are lost by default in the time of a single beat. We're believing on the next train bell, so take your seat. All right.
Good afternoon or evening, fine people of the internet. Today is the last friggin' day of June 2025. Can you believe tomorrow is July 1st already and the end of the week is 4th of July weekend? My goodness. I'm doing this on both Rumble and YouTube tonight because Wednesday I'm not going to be doing a stream. Because my daughter's going to be in town. Tomorrow morning I go pick her up in Fort Lauderdale, and she's spending the up until the 4th here. She has to go back on the 4th because she has to go back to work on Saturday. So she doesn't get that much time off, even though she's a school teacher. Okay, so we got a lot of things to show you tonight besides the train show and what I've been doing on the workbench. We're going to go back and take a look at what I've been doing for the last 9 years. Not everything, but certain highlights here. But if you haven't done so already... And for those of you on Rumble, there we go over here. We got the Rumble chat over here. So let me see. We're going to start up at the top here. Mostly me and Ken. That's about it. All right. We got 9 people on Rumble, and Ken's the only one talking over there. So how you doing, Ken? Good to see you. All right. So, and let me see. I could put these other things over here on here up there. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you got to work on the 4th. That's what happens when you work at a hospital. I worked at a hospital laundry, and we did not get any holidays off, unfortunately. So that's what it's like. Yeah, I know you did. You sent me an email. Yeah, and I'm not going to be able to look for one, but if I see some guy that lives in, where does he live? Across the river from there. But I'll ask him if he could find one for you. Okay, so, okay, we got, let me see, how many, I got some, what else I got here? I got my very first video, my 100 subscriber deal, my 10,000 giveaway, which I didn't realize it, but it was only 3 years in, and then a 5-year stream celebrating, and right here when this was just this. It was just this right here, this module right here, this first module here. And then a little thing about shout outs. I think I did that a couple of years ago. And a little Independence Day thing with the same right here that I did 4 years ago with just this thing over here. There was all just junk in the garage over that away. So that's what we got doing. And let me get over here on the this. And this is what I got on the workbench right now. I started on the coaling station. And I got the first couple of steps done, which is the hoist house. Got that finished, and I'm working on the coal chute right now. And I got the front of the coal chute, actually the first step of the front of the coal chute. And up underneath the glass is the rear elevation. So that's the next thing that I got to do on it. And you can see all those strips of wood there. There's twice as many out of camera sight at the very bottom, all the way over to the 1, 2, 3 block. So a lot of things to do on this kit, and this is only like the second step right there. So it's going to be one hell of a kit. And I got one video ready. I just finished the second video of it. I may show the first one tonight. Who knows if I have enough time. I got to get up about 8 in the morning, not too early. So we got to eat breakfast before we head down to Fort Lauderdale. But what else we got? Yeah, I said about all of those. And that's all the videos for the YouTube stuff. And then the coaling, I got the one coaling station video that I could show you. And let me put this thing up here on the bottom right there, and see what we got to do. Yeah, when I worked at the laundry, I didn't get any holidays off, because it was either a hospital laundry or hospitality laundry, where holidays were if you got a Monday, if everybody got a Monday off for a holiday, we had to work an extra day of the week, like Saturday, or if we worked 6 days, we had to work Sunday. So no holidays were nothing there. And hey, Jeff, I didn't see you pop in there. How you doing? Good to see you in here. All right. So let me pop this thing out of here so you can see. There you go. I can see you now. Okay. All right. And then classic model O scale trains is in here. He's been talking about his spikes from the Durango and Silverton and Rio Grande Southern. And obviously Reggie also. He's got to work on the 4th. And Ken Amos is over on the other part on Rumble, chatting it up. So, and that's all we got chatting today. Everybody else is silent tonight. Imagine that. All right, so, okay. Here's my schedule, but not this week. This week is tonight. I might do Friday if I get back early enough and have enough time, but definitely not Wednesday. So next week it'll be the same thing, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesday on YouTube also. So I hope everybody has a wonderful 4th of July. The fireworks places have been put up. They started putting them up a couple of weeks ago, and they got all the fireworks stocked, and people have been buying fireworks. And last night there was a few people setting off some of the fireworks around here. So they're getting an early start. Next year is going to be one hell of a celebration for the 250-year whoop-de-doo. I can't wait to see what will be going on with that one there. It's going to be something else. So I also have to thank everybody who has followed me on Rumble and subscribed to me on YouTube. Let me see, 30,700 some. And altogether on my 2 channels and my presence, or whatever they call it, my train of thought, I got 500 some. So we're getting up there. Hard to get people over to Rumble from YouTube. They don't like change, so I guess. So it's not scary. It's more fun over there. I promise. All right, off work Friday for the 4th 3-day weekend end for me. All right, good to hear. At least somebody gets off. There you go. Hey, I forgot about that. Yeah, okay. There you go. All right, so let me do the supporter thing, and then we'll get on to the train show. So, I could not do this without the support of everybody that is on this list here. Hello, Rob. Long time no see. You can now support me on my locals community, Tom's Train of Thought. Membership is free, and you can support me for as little as $2 a month now. Just $2 a month. Link is in the description and in the chat. Thank you for your contributions during the live stream. I really appreciate it. I would also like to thank all the moderators who have helped me out in the past years. Thank you very much. Well, we had a stranger popping in. I haven't seen him for a while. Rob, why are you naked? He just popped in. Yep, long time. Only have a little while to hang out. So I got to do this way for the Rumble chat because Rumble doesn't have the stuff that allows you to put it down on the lower third. So welcome back, Rob. Good to see you. All right, so let's get on with some train shows. There's not too many train shows coming up, but, there's just a few. All right, the one that we're going to be going to is Saturday, July 12th. At Volusia County Fairgrounds, D-Land. We like going to that one there, right there. So what does it say? I don't give you time, but usually 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock or whatever like that. And then behind that has the Volusia County Model Railroaders in the barn. So we'll be going to see them too. And also in Daytona Beach, which is about 18 miles, a little bit further up the road, Buc-ee's. so we can have something good to eat at Buc-ee's before we head back home. We always like to hit Buc-ee's. And they're building another one here in Florida on Interstate 75. I'm not sure how far they got with it. It's a little bit south of Ocala, like between Ocala and where the Florida Turnpike runs into 75. So anxious to see that, because then we could hit that one when we go up to the Villages. And the Villages has a train show also. We'll get to that in a little bit. But we're going up to there, and I'll see if I can get another Campbell's kit from this one guy that I got the Campbell's kit in Melbourne. I got the coaling station from him, and he had a bunch of them, and I only bought one from him at Melbourne. So he said if he doesn't sell them at any other train shows, he'll bring them up to D-Land. And then after the D-Land show, he's going back to the hobby shop, and he's going to buy some more of the Campbell scale models that that hobby shop is getting rid of. So hopefully I'll get, when I go to Melbourne, we'll get some more Campbell stuff. Okay, so what else we got here? Southern Division of Train Collectors Association had their big whoop-de-doo this past week in Jacksonville. And, a couple of weeks ago, I had the whole list of everything that they did. And they had a lot of places to go, a lot of things to see in Georgia and northern Florida. But they have some things listed here. November at Lake Nona, we'll probably go to that one there. I think we went to the Port St. Lucie one earlier this year. I'm not sure if we ever went to the Lake Nona one, but we just went to the Port St. Lucie one, and it was pretty good. I ran into a lot of people that watched my videos down there, so I was amazed. I didn't think the larger scale people watched me. So June 20, oh, that one's already gone. August 16th, Regal Show. That's in Pinellas Park. That's Regal Railway. And then September 6th is the Melbourne Show. That's the one. Hopefully I'll get some more kits. Okay. So, and what else they got? Hernando County, and okay, they got the Villages up there September 20th and 21st. I got the Villages website up here. We'll take a look at that one there. But, okay, trainshows.com. Here's all the stuff that's in other parts of the country. Wheaton, Illinois. Did I have any Missouri stuff in here? Illinois, Maryland, Virginia. Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, there you go. That you got to wait till 2026 for that one. Oh my goodness. But trainshows.com, and then I got trainshows.net over here. Let's take a look at the calendar here. Train show calendar. We'll pull up United States and see what they got there. They go all the way back to 1968 for train shows. If you ever want to see what train shows you missed, just go over there and click on all of those. You can see which ones you missed. I did not know that this was here, publishing them, until the other website went down and they quit doing it. Hey, Anfield, good to see you. It's late in the UK. See you on the next one. Thanks for stopping in. All right, so what else we got here? So these are all Massachusetts, Nebraska, another Massachusetts, Oklahoma, Michigan, Novi, Michigan. I heard of that. Okay. Orleans, Massachusetts, Fenton, Missouri. Train day at the library. All right. Okay, so they got another one in Novi, Michigan. Where did I see they had a Maryland one in here? There's Monroeville, Greenberg Train Show. We used to go to Monroeville Show when I lived in Pennsylvania. 1984 was the last one I went there. That's when I moved out of there. Okay. Oh, here's the Pinellas Park Lopez Hall. There's Chantilly, Virginia, Greenberg Show. Arcadia, oh, that's Arcadia, California, not Arcadia, Florida. Okay, so that's trainshow.net. And here's the villages. Let's go to the vendors. This is for the kids over here. But the vendor one is, come on. Okay, September 20th and 21st. So nice place at Savannah Center. Really good looking in there. That's the hallway there. That's what the building looks like. And there's another view of the hallway right there. They got 2 rooms, one for the vendors and one for all the layouts. And you can see they got G, H, O, N, O, S. And there's a couple. There's a old woman there that has a Z scale one, and she's getting a little bit better with it. I mean, she's in her 80s, but she enjoys her trains. So. And Bushnell Station, they have 2 of the N-scale layouts that were at the villages. The one that featured Wildwood and the other one that featured a town, community in New York City. So, and they have a new section. I'll put that up later on. So that's it for the train shows. All right. So let's take a look at some of the whoop-de-doo from previous years on Tom's Trains and Things. So what did we do? Okay, let's go back to the very first day, June 25th, 20. Well, that was 9 years ago, last Wednesday. I had a procedure done on the day before on Tuesday, so I wasn't up to doing anything for the celebration, but I'm doing it tonight, and here we go. So 9 years of fun, And I've been on Rumble for a little bit over 4 years now, and about three or 4 months ago, I became a premium creator. They started a program in February, and I qualified for it and been going wild ever since. But if you haven't signed up for Rumble Premium, you should. If you haven't done so already, smash that like button. Follow me on Tom Kovichak or Tom's Trains. Hit the bell notification. And better yet, sign up for Rumble Premium. What are you waiting for? You know why you want to sign up for Rumble Premium? Because you have ad-free viewing. Break free from ad breaks. Watch your favorite videos on live stream without advertisement. That means you don't have to sit there and click through 2 advertisements before each live stream or video. Then you get premium content. Gain access to exclusive premium content from creators like Steven Crowder, Dr. Disrespect, Tim Pool. They all have it. Even I have it. I'm a premium creator, and I even have the premium content. But if you're familiar with Mud Club, you get that free. If you're familiar with Timcast IRL's Uncensored, you get that free. And he now has the Green Room. You get all that advantages, and you also get a verified badge and other benefits. It's only $9.99 per month, US dollars, $99 per year. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for Rumble Premium now. All right, what are you waiting for? Sign up for Rumble Premium now. I had Rumble Premium for almost 3 years now. It's good with no ads in there. Okay, so I'm going to do the 100 subscriber thing, and this was only like 3 months in. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Tom's Trains and Things. I have a little bit of celebrating to do today. I have my cup of coffee in hand. I just reached 100 subscribers, and when I checked this morning, it was up to 105. So thank you very, very much for subscribing. You don't know how much that means to me. I'm going to tell you what I'm working on right now. It's Dolly Varden Mines. And I'm also going to be doing another one of Suncoast Center for Fine Scale Modeling. It's always hard to figure that out because it's Suncoast Center for Fine Scale Modeling. And then the modular railroad on there is Sundance Central Modular Railroad. So, you know, that's a mouthful. I keep on messing that one up, but that's what I'm working on, okay? All right, so once I get done with them, I got a lot of pictures. I'm going to put all them together so you can see everything that's on there. And I'm going to start working on my other half of the access door after that. You can see up here, I have the first half of the access door and what I did with it. There's a couple of videos on that. And so we'll be working on that, and within a couple of weeks I'll have that one out. So thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for watching. It really means a lot to me. I like doing this. And also, I've just thought of one more thing. I'm going to be putting out a new playlist where I'm going to help out the younger crowd to get into model railroading, but not necessarily the younger crowd, but you know, anybody that just wants to get started in model railroading. I'm going to take it down all the way down to the basics, and you know, start from the beginning and see where we go from there. I hope you enjoy, and thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you now. Bye bye. All right, there you go. I got one more. I got the 5. Let me see. No, that was 100. Here's the 10,000, and this came like at the 3-year 10K giveaway. See what it's all about right here.
I'm Tom Kavicak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. Tom's Trains and Things just recently reached 2 milestones: 10,000 subscribers and 5 million watch time minutes on the same day, February 5th, 2019. So today we're going to start a giveaway, and we're going to give away 2 $100 gift certificates. And the first one is going to be from Bar Mill Scale Model Works. And I would like to thank Art Fahey for donating the gift certificate for this giveaway. Thank you very much, Art. I really appreciate it. And at Bar Mill Scale Model Works, you can get anything that you need from N scale, HO scale, S scale, and O scales. Here's a shot of their website right here, and I'll explain what you could find there.
I've been doing Bar Mills model kits for over 7 years now. I have a total of 23 kits. I think 19 of them are finished, so I got a little bit of work to do. But anyway, you can get new kits. You get under $50. You can get advanced kits. You can get limited run collector's editions. The best thing to do is just start with the under $50 kits, the beginner's kits. They have them in N scale, HO, S scale, O scale. They have detail kits, odds and ends, and roofing shingles, which is a favorite of mine. So check them out.
And the second giveaway is a $100 gift certificate for Star Hobby. Star Hobby is located in Annapolis, Maryland, where I lived for over 20 years. I started going there when they first opened their store a long time ago, back in the 80s sometime. It was just this little itty-bitty store where you had to crawl through and jump over the boxes and everything, but now they're in their 3rd store. It's really big. It's well stocked. I'll show some pictures here. They do a lot of online orders. So that's why I picked Star Hobby. And if you're in the Annapolis area, they're right before you get to the Bay Bridge. If you're going down Route 50 and taking the shortcut by McDonald's to get out of the traffic going over to the Eastern Shore, they're right on Whitehall Road. You can't miss them. They're in the old outlet shopping center. So take a look for them if you're ever up that way. The giveaway starts today, and let me tell you how you can enter. Send me an email, tomstrainsandthings@gmail.com. The link is down below, and I have it in my website right at the very top on the header. What you have to do is give me your name. Give me your channel name if it's different than your name. And there's 3 questions you have to answer. The first one is, what's your favorite video on Tom's Trains and Things? The second one you have to answer is, what have you learned new from Tom's Trains and Things? And the third one is, what would you like to see in the future in videos on Tom's Trains and Things? And that's all you have to do. Send it now, and I'll be taking the emails until next Monday. And after that, we'll have the drawing, and I'll be giving away the 2 $100 gift certificates. So to all of you, good luck. And until the next time, we'll see you.
All right, I got a couple more of the, before I go to that, let me do an Independence Day deal before I forget. And that's when I had hair. Debbie just gave me a haircut yesterday. I like it like this. But, oh my goodness, you got to see this mess I got here. Welcome to Independence Weekend on Tom's Trains and Things. Are you ready for the fireworks right here? Oh my goodness. All right, so here we go. Hi, I'm Tom Kavicak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building a model railroad. And I would like to wish everybody a happy Independence Day
Independence weekend. Happy Independence 2021 and happy belated Canada Day. So what we're going to talk about today is what I've done in the train room right here. You can see I'd had this up on my live stream, but I cleaned out in back of that. Boom, right there. Well, you can't really see it. I thought my camera was up a little bit higher, but let me put it up a little bit higher. Okay, right there, I cleaned off all the lumber on the module. Yes, the module cam. Okay, right there. Oh, look at that. Look at all that. Okay, there's no lumber back there anymore. Okay, so we are getting ready to put some stuff up there. I don't know what we're going to put up there, but we're getting ready to put some stuff up there. And since I had to move my recording stuff here and my streaming operation out here in the garage while Debbie's using the studio for a bedroom, I didn't have any internet out here. I had to run an Ethernet cable from the bedroom all the way out to here on the floor. Well, Sadie didn't like that. She wouldn't go over top of the cable. She was afraid of it. So I had to put carpets over it where she could go back and forth between the living room and the kitchen and go back into the bedroom. But since Debbie is back out of the hospital and home now, I was able to go up in the attic, and I'm going to tell you how I ran the Ethernet cable from that end of the house over to here. When I say I went up in the attic, I went up a little bit in the attic because there is not a lot of clearance up in this attic. I mean, the pitch on this roof is just, like this, well, like that. But you don't have that much room, and there's only a couple of pieces of plywood where you could crawl forward. So what I had to do is I had to follow the old cable that was up there, the Xfinity cable, and it was run through the ceiling of the closet. The easiest way to do that is with a electrical fish tape. If you're going to use a electrical fish tape, you're going to want to use the ones that is flat. Don't get the one that looks like the plumber's auger or whatever you want to call it, because it'll just go all over the place and you can't control it. The reason why you want this is because whenever you are going up through a hole in the ceiling or in the wall and going up into the attic, you want to be able to direct it in the general direction that you want this thing to go. So, you could turn it any way you want and get it in the direction that you want. As long as you keep it in that direction, if you tilt it over this way, it's going to go around a corner someplace. But you want to keep it, vertical like this and keep on pushing. And that's the way I did it. I had a little bit over 25 feet to go, and this is a 25-foot tape. So I was able to crawl up in the little cubby hole up there and get one of those painter's poles that are expandable, and then I taped another piece of wood on it, and then put a hook on the end of it, so I was able to reach over and grab the end of this and get it towards where I wanted to be. And finally got the Ethernet cable up, got it up overhead, over top of the duct that I put in, and I put a switch right above the computer. I just had enough cable, probably close to a 50-foot cable, and brought it over here and then over that way, and it's right behind the wall behind this camera. Now I have Ethernet. I don't have to rely on the Wi-Fi signal, which
is even if you have a good Ethernet card that will do a good Wi-Fi, if you're going to be doing live streaming, you don't want to do it with Wi-Fi. You want to do it wired. So that's why I had to get that up in there. Get these at Home Depot or Lowe's, 25 foot. They make them longer. I used to have one that was about 3 times as big as this. I think it was 100 foot, but somewhere along the line, I lost it. Then I bought this one so I could clean out the dryer duct. I used the bottle brushes on the end of this and ran it up the dryer duct to clean out the dryer duct in my townhome. This right here is a good, valuable tool. If you're going to get one, make sure you get the one that is flat so you could point it in the direction that you want your fish tape to go. That's my 2 cents worth on that. I'll be doing my Monday night live streams here in the train room for a while, as long as Debbie's out there in the studio. I'll probably be doing some during the week in the daytime when I'm working in here. That's to be determined. You know, all of this is because I have the Ethernet run out here now. I got a good signal. And so as long as Xfinity keeps their signal up, then we'll be in good shape with the live stream. So, until the next time, we'll see you. And have a happy 4th of July. Not too much fireworks out there. And remember, your dog hates those fireworks, you know. So, we'll see you. Welcome to Independence Weekend 2021. All right, are you ready for the fireworks? Here we go. Let's try this over again. All right. Okay. Take 2. And make sure I point at the camera here. Okay, right there. Okay. All right, so here we go. All right. I just got an indication on my deal over here from Rumble. It had a little link thingy, and it was broken. And it said recovering. Yeah, so I thought it was just on Rumble, but I guess it's on YouTube also. Yeah, so hopefully it doesn't last long. I hope it ain't Comcast again, because I had issues with them for a while. Let me see how the speed is going. I had to complain to them last week, and they finally fixed it, and it was up for a while. And let's see what it's looked like now. The download speed is about half of what it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, the upload speed is only at like 20, 21 right now. I'm streaming at 10,000 kilobytes per second, which is the recommended thing. So that just sucks when that happens. Went out again. Yeah, most likely you have to just refresh, restart, or whatever you did. That's what I had to do on my cell phone here. Okay, maybe you know, I'm thinking that it might not be able to handle my old videos, because on my videos I am using H.265, and Rumble can't handle them for some reason. So I had to switch over my newer videos lately for the past couple of weeks to H.264, which is it's the same resolution but a smaller, I don't know, smaller footprint. It's not as big as a file, but it takes longer to render. So Ken says it went out again. Do I have to do this thing right here? Where's my thing? So, still saying about 10 frames per second. So, just you still get the audio, but the video part of it is not that well. I wish it fixed this stuff right here. Is it almost the top of the hour? It usually happens on the top of the hour and the bottom of the hour. Mostly, probably because there's a lot of people on there. It's probably all those kids streaming video games in the area. Yeah, I mean that's all there is on Rumble is video games everywhere. I mean if you go in categories, I mean 95% of the categories are taken up by the video game categories. I mean how to and travel and a few other ones other than video games. So there's not much of a choice. Oh yeah, and news. All right, I'm gonna show you this right here, and maybe we'll go to a video of what I'm doing on the coaling station. But before I get to the coaling station, maybe I'll just show you a recap of what I did last Wednesday, how I ended up the oh no, that's not how I ended it up. Okay. Oops. Okay, when is this? Okay, this is me finishing up. Okay, there we go. And put some glue on there, and that's the last thing I glue tonight. Yeah, that chopper makes life much easier. Don't turn on me. There we go. Okay, right there. Now we'll put that on there tomorrow. Finish up the ladder when my back feels better. Okay, so there's the. No, that's not the 5/16. That's the half inch. That's the half inch that I cut for the uprights on the fence. So
Let me wind down my day.
if I have to cut some more, I'll have to move it over in a little bit.
Take me back
But I
down.
cut extra ones, but I use the extra ones
Oh, take me back down
on the stair treads over here.
Take me back down the old dirt road.
We got the railings finished, both of them, with the top on it. I just have to install them on the 2 stairways. One is a 3 steps and the other is a 2 steps. And let's take a look at what we're doing right here. We did this on the workbench Wednesday. Got that much done. Didn't get a lot done because my back was hurting, still hurting. Still a little bit tender, but we'll get over it. Getting a little bit better right now. So we're going to finish this off here, and then we got to do a shorter one, and then that's about it. And then this thing, plastic over here, as soon as it stops raining, I'll go outside and paint this thing, because I had to get the bigger one. I got 4 of the rungs up on top. I wasn't able to get that last night because I couldn't reach up over there with the way my back was hurting, and plus I'd be getting my head up in the camera, so I did that now just to hold everything in place, because I had to move one of the sides in just a little bit further because it just creeped out there. So now we'll start working on the way up there. I'm about to turn this whole thing upside down so I can get to these ones up here without having to lean over too far. And I don't know if I said this earlier, but once I get this off of here, when it's dry, I'll have to flip it over and cut off the excess from both sides, every rung on there, because these are 5/16, and let's see what the ladder is. 1/4 inch. So well, I guess they did that because it's easier to put it on there if it's longer. So let me see if I could turn this over. Without moving too much of it, I could just line it up again with where I have it. And then finish off these ones right here. Got all the rungs on the long ladder, and also glued the railing on the steps on that side and on this side here. Alright, now I just have to wait for that to dry up a little bit, and I could start on the short ladder. I'm going to have to go into my stash of sticks and get some more 2x4 stock, because I only have 2 rungs left. The short ladder legs are 2 inches and 2 1/8 inch, and so I cut them the size first, and then use my alcohol and India ink solution. I just dipped everything in there instead of getting the brush out, and then I'll just cut enough rungs to finish off the ladder. This is almost dry. I'll give it a few more minutes, and I'll put the paper back up there and then start the next one. The larger piece of styrene is now cut, so we're ready to take this ladder off of here. Let's see how easy it is. We got to start down this one. Okay, there we go. And I got the chopper back out to the 5/16 mark, and so we're just going to cut the remaining. I think I counted 16 of them, and I found another one. I got 3 of them there, so 6, 7, that whenever it hits that little thing on there and just flicks it on the floor. Well, I don't know how they figured on 2 long pieces and all those 2x4s in there, because unless I use too many somewhere else, but I used 2 additional lengths of 2x4 to get this thing finished. Well, I hope this short ladder isn't as difficult as the one I did on the live stream, because that was a bear. So this might be a little bit easier because it's shorter. There we go, and I got 2 pieces of the double-sided tape on here. Like always, one length is always longer than the other. Okay, so there we go. I could get started on that one. I'm sure I got enough rungs right here. And I always started off putting one rung, or you know, whatever, 1 or 2 rungs on the bottom and on the top, just to keep it steady. So I got 1 of each, and then I'll do the same with the second. And I must have cut these just a little bit longer because these ones seem a little bit longer than the other ones. Okay, now we can finish it off. Alright, that one was so much easier. Got that done in no time at all. Well, using this glass scraper makes cutting the edges, excess off of these rungs, a hell of a lot easier. Although I don't use the full length of the blade, I'll just get about 4 or 5 rungs at a time. And just do it like that. And a piece of cake. Since this has got these legs all over the place on here, I'm just putting 4 strips. These 2 right here on the engine house will go across this far here, and then there's the porch right here. But then here and here are for the legs over there. So that's how we're gonna attach it to the styrene. I also put some transfer tape on the bottom of the ladder to hold it in place, and then glued the ladder in place, and then glued the long ladder in place at the top and bottom, and then halfway up. So still can't get the whole thing in this picture here, so hold on. Okay, so here we go. There it is. Okay. And I'm just going to set this up on the layout and take some photos of it. I don't think I'm going to take and put some scenic material around it until I find a permanent spot for it. But I still have to weather this up a little bit. On the metal surfaces, I put pewter gray and rusted pipe. And everywhere else, I sprinkled and brushed on soot after I stained it. So I'll take some pictures of it right now where you can see the very top of it. Well, it's time to finally start on a new kit. And let's see what we got here. We got 2 kits here. We got the coaling station, another Campbell's kit, and we got Curry's Mercantile. Now I just picked this one up from bar meals last month. Ordered it direct, and I got this at the train show in Melbourne a few weeks ago. So, which one? Alright, that's how far we got on the last kit. We finished it up on there, and I'm starting on the next kit, but before we get to that, let's go back to beard and crazy hair, but the hair wasn't that crazy this time. But this is 5 years looking back. I'm going to do another video on looking back at 5 years on YouTube. This one is going to be about the struggles with live streams. So here we go. Hi, I'm Tom Kovichak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building a model railroad. I have over 240 live streams. I have over 500 some rendered videos on YouTube in the past 5 years. But you would never think that I had trouble speaking in front of the camera. I did in the very beginning. I always had a camera in my hand, even with my first YouTube channel, Boring Family Videos. I never got in front of the camera until my third video on Tom's Trains and Things. That was a struggle right there. All my life, I had issues with expressing what I had to say. I knew what I wanted to say, but then there would be blank spots in
my memory, and it would take a while for those blank spots to fill in. And that's why when I was doing videos, it would take so many takes just to get the dialogue done in a video. You don't see that in the finished products because of editing, but they're there up until a certain point. And I had the same problem with live streams. I did my first live stream May 24th, 2017. But before that date, I must have sat in front of the camera about 20 times, 3 or 4 months before that, ready to do a live stream. Getting up to the point where you push that go live button and then back down at the very last minute because of my fear that I would forget what I was going to say. And that was a problem that I had all my life, and it became more and more of a problem when I was doing videos, and even more with live streams. And so that's why I sat there. I would prepare. I would have notes in front of me. I would have bullet points of what I wanted to say, just in case that my mind went blank. But I still didn't have the courage to get in front of that camera and go live. And finally, on May 24th, 2017, I did it. And I did it without a hitch. And I did about 6 or 7 more live streams that year. Until I did one on my first anniversary, June 25th, 2017. And that was a disaster because my computer kept crashing. But eventually, I got used to it. Later on, sometime after my episode with headaches in 2017, I was going to a neurologist, and I went to a neurologist for a couple of years. I'm still going to a neurologist, but after about a year, I told him about the issue that I was having with my memory, and he says, hey, that's no problem. You know, years ago, they never had anything before it, but now they have drugs for it. So he gave me donepezil. That changed everything in my life because that filled in the blank spots in my memory when I was talking. And now you can't shut me up because, you know, I'm doing 2 hours of live streams now, unscripted. I'll have just a couple of notes in there, the things that I want to start out with, and just go from there. And you could probably tell because my live streams go everywhere. I always preach to my kids to go ahead and do things. Don't be afraid to do things. I told them, take the first step and you're halfway there. And I didn't take my own advice. I was scared of sitting there in front of the camera in a live stream and not being able to think of what to say next. Knowing what I wanted to say, but it just wouldn't come out. But I finally did it. And for those of you that have that same fear of getting in front of the camera and doing a live stream, my advice to you is just do it. Even though I had that fear that first time, I just went ahead and did it, just to get it over with. And it went without a hitch, like I said before. But just go ahead and do it. Take that first step, and you're halfway there. That's the biggest step. I did the same thing when I started my own business. I was scared to death. I did that back in 1988. But I had to do it. The issues that I was having with my employer, they were gouging all the customers, and I didn't like it, and I wanted to get out of it. And my only way of getting out of it is going and starting my own business and competing with them. And believe it or not, I did better. I did a lot better my first year than I thought I would. I made 4 times as much money as I thought I would. Don't get me wrong, it takes a lot of work. But if you're dedicated to do something, you'll get it done. And if you want to create videos, just go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid to get in front of that camera and speak what you have to say. So most of the time when I'm in front of the camera, like right now, it's unscripted. When I first got in front of the camera, I had a script. I had tablets in front of me like this, filled up with what I wanted to say. Right now, this is just notes of things that I want to put together in a video, this video here. But most of the time, it's unscripted now. You get used to it. Just get in front of that camera and do what you have to do. Have a purpose. Educate people. Tell them. Give them something to learn. Give them something that will inspire them. And entertain them, for God's sakes. Gee whiz. Get in front of that camera and entertain them. All right. So, I'm going to do a couple of clips here. I'm going to show you the first, not the whole thing. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing. I'm going to show you a little bit of the first live stream that I did. And let me see, what else do I have over here? Oh yeah, I only did one live stream in 2018, and that was a mistake because I was over there recording something with OBS. Instead of hitting the record button, I hit the stream button. All right, this is my first attempt at a live stream, and I'm going to work on my lights that I said that I was going to be putting up in the ceiling, but before I put it up, I have to check it out. So here's the track right here. Now I'm not going to let this live stream go for too long because all I wanted to do on this one was to check out these lamps on here. Now that I know that all of them work except for two of the halogen ones, we're in good shape. So we'll see what's going on with this. I'm going to shut this off now. I'm going to come back on maybe a little bit later, maybe this evening or tomorrow, and we'll be doing a video on making the L girders, and then one putting them up on the ceiling and then mounting the tracks on it. So if you're watching, thank you. Here is when I was streaming and I thought I was just recording. And I almost forgot. I picked these up from Robert Sacco. He said that he cleaned out his grandfather's place, this was about 6 months ago, and he had some kits available, and I told him I wanted a couple of them, and he held on to them until I saw him at the Tampa Train Show. But these are E. Soydeman Company. I have to work on these yet. Electronics Plant, and the Swift Meatpacking Company. But I'll be showing some videos on building these and the other wood kits that I have in the future, sometime coming up this year. I don't know when, but they'll be in there. So keep an eye out for those. I see a lot of channels giving advice on live streaming, and what I went through is probably the biggest problem that everybody has, is that fear of doing it the first time. But what I have to say, and like I said before, just go ahead and do it with anything, not just live streaming, not with just making videos, not with, just starting a business or whatever it is. Just take that first step and you're halfway there. That's the best advice that I have to give anybody. So until the next time, we'll see you.
Well, I think I licked my hair down from the last one before that one. I got one more thing, and that's the shout outs. I don't know if you can remember the shout outs, but I did maybe a year's worth of shout outs. On June 25th, 2021, I'll have 5 years on YouTube as Tom's Trains and Things. And to celebrate that, one of the videos that I'm going to do, this one right here, is looking back at the series that I did, Shopping. And why I picked this one in particular is because that series took the most time to produce. It was the most aggravating, the most videos. It lasted from the beginning of 2017 to June of 2018, and it had the least amount of views of any other series week. And I thought I was doing a great service to the model railroading community, although I started out doing shout outs for people that influenced me at the beginning, and a couple of channels that I watched long before I became Tom's Trains and Things. I did channels that I thought would benefit the model railroader so they could learn something new. Here we go with another shout out Monday evening was my introduction to the show. But it always wasn't like that. It took a while. It took a long time before I got it right. Most of the time it wasn't like that. But once it caught on, I stuck with it the rest of the way. And so here's a little history of how I did that. Here's another shout out Monday evening. Another shout out Monday evening. Here we go with another shout out Monday evening. Here we go with another episode of Shout Out Monday Evening. Oh, that must mean it's Shout Out Monday Evening. Welcome to Shout Out Monday Evening. Another Shout Out Monday Evening. Here we go with another Shout Out Monday Evening. Another Shout Out Monday Evening. Shout Out Monday Evening. Another Shout Out Monday Evening. Another Shout Out Monday Evening. This Shout Out Monday Evening is a very special one. Here we go with another Shout Out Monday Evening. Welcome to another Shout Out Monday Evening. 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 Shout Out Monday Evening. Another Shout Out Monday Evening. Here we go with another Shout Out Monday Evening. Here we go with another Shout Out Monday Evening. Welcome to another Shout Out Monday Evening. Welcome to another Shout Out Monday Evening. Welcome to another Shout Out Monday. Here we go with another Shout Out Monday Evening. Welcome to another Shout Out Monday Evening. Welcome to another Shout Out Monday Evening. Finally got it right. Here we go. 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 With another show. With another. 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 Shout Out Monday Evening. 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 Here we go with another Shout Out Monday Evening, and today's acronym is Some Age. So let's find out what this is all about. I'm Tom Kovichak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building a model railroad. And today, our acronym of Some Age is Shout Out Monday Evening, Always Grow Effectively. The acronym, that was the most difficult part of the entire series. Not only did the acronym have to make up a word, I had to figure out what to put in on each one of those letters, and it had to pertain to the channel that I was featuring that week. If you can imagine, that took most of the time producing those videos. Instead of running a list over on the side of what channels that I featured in this series, I'm just going to name them all out. I have 2.5 pages here. Monline Productions, that was my first subscriber. Sparky 107, M&M Rails, Bill Rogers. I watched him
before I did Tom's Trains and Things, and CNLVN, Chris Lyon. I also watched him before I created Tom's Trains and Things. DJ's Trains, Model Railer, Animate FX, YouTube Model Builders, Silly Westies, Ken Anderson, Michael Highsmith, Justice City Diorama, and he also has Wiltec Marine dioramas, really good dioramas there. Then I did one for 1K subs. Approach Medium, if you're into animated model railroading. N-Scale Union Pacific Evanston Subdivision. Bruce Kingsley was the one that built the Digitrax throttle, lifelike throttle of an F9 that is at Colorado Model Railroad Museum right now. Brick Builder 711 is now Tolga East Coast. Robert Sacco, BNSF 6951, NMRA.org when they only had about 300 subscribers on YouTube. BA Rail Systems, O-Scale Scratch Builder. Video Creators, Eric Strebel, he was a design engineer. Bob McCowan did a lot of Arduino stuff. I did one for Significant Others. And then I did one for Thanking Everybody. Then I did one for Slee the Sloth. I don't know if you know him, but he does some pretty good stuff. Train Room Gary, South Brooklyn Railroad, the Lofty N-Scaler, Budget Model Railways, Digitrax Dad. I did Sparky a second time because he gave me a super chat in one of my live streams early in 2017. So he said, what does it take to get another shout out? Okay, Steve Bennett, Luke Towan, The Terrain Tutor, Plasmo, Andy's Hobby Headquarters, DCC Trains, Jeff Bunza, Streamline Backshop, Z Artwork. If you notice my logo, he did that. Okay, then I did one on all the laser cut wood kit manufacturers, JL Innovations, Foss Scale Models, Bar Mill Scale Model Works, Northeast Scale Models, Model Tech Studios, Laser Arts, Blair Lines, BTSRR, and Walters. Okay, Dan's Railroad 2011, a lot of good weathering techniques. CSX Mad, Spark Fun Electronics, Arduino, Mike Pfeiffer, Eric's Trains, Pittsburgh Train Fanatic, Railfan 220, Creative Carter, my grandson, Rail Transport Modeling / Topic. I don't know if anybody knew about this, but there's also channels out there that are also topics that you were able to put in tags, and your videos would go into that topic. Terrainscapes, Kathy Millett. I guess there was a few more, but I can't find those right now. I'm Tom Kovichak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building their model railroad. Shout Out Monday Evening. It says SOME. It's an acronym. Shout Out Monday Evening. So I'm going to do a someone, some fun, someday, and somehow. Luke Towan. Today's shout out is going out to the Terrain Tutor, Plasmo, plastic models, styrene, and scenery. And he's been doing modeling for over 30 years. It's Andy's Hobby Headquarters. Okay, here's Jeff's blog. This is the one video that caught my attention. Now, that is the Empty Arms Hotel. It's a DPM kit. But what he did with the lighting on there and the sound effects is what got me started with Arduino about maybe 4.5 years ago. Go see who we're talking about here. We're talking about Streamline Backshop. Let's go see what this is all about. This is a replay from April, and boy, just from the beginning of this year till now, how a big difference is in how I do the shout out. So let's go see what it is. Another shout out Monday evening, and this one is somewhere. So last week was someplace, this one's somewhere. So let's see where this somewhere is. We're going to do a shout out today, and this one is somewhere. Last week was someplace, so this week's going to be somewhere. And that who has every reasonable episode is what the, I always forget, I want to say anagram or artichoke, aneurysm, acronym. It's an acronym. There we go. I always forget that. But anyway, the reason I do that, because this guy has got 5 channels. All right, look at what this guy's got. Here we go with another Shout Out Monday evening, and today is May the 7th, 2018. And today's acronym is Some O Scale. So let's see who we're going to talk about and what we're going to talk about today. Shout Out Monday evening offers some creative aspect like education. And that's what our topic is going to be about after we talk about somebody that is in O-Scale. So let's see who we're talking about here. And it's none other than Eric's Trains. And it is none other than Pittsburgh Train Fanatic. Let's start this Shout Out Monday evening right now and see who we're going to feature today. Today's featured modeler is Railfan 220. Here we go with another Shout Out Monday evening, and this is April 2nd edition, the day after Easter. And here we are with Creative Carter 007. There we go. And I can't even get these up on top of my glasses. Rail transport modeling dash topic. Now, I don't know if you knew about it, but it is there. I have been using this rail transport modeling as a tag for some time. Terranscapes. It's about scenery. This gentleman does a lot of dioramas. Now, this is none other than Kathy Malott Modeling. So here is his channel, YouTube Model Builders Special Shows. They got 2 on there for DCC. They hook it up to JMRI and show you how to operate it with your cell phone or your tablet. It's Dan's Railroad 2011. Is none other than CSX Mad. He has a YouTube channel and he has a hobby shop. And let's bring him up right here, Mike Pfeiffer. Do your research. If you really want to get confused, just go onto a Facebook group and ask that same question. You'll get about 50 different answers from the users on there of why their system is the best system and why you should be using that one there. Here we go. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know why? Because it's free. So, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know why? Because it's free and you could learn a lot of stuff here. Now, you've all heard me say, and I know you're getting tired of me saying that, I'm Tom Kovichak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building a model railroad. But the first few times that I said that, I had to have a whiteboard, and here it is right here. In fact, I had it up on the whiteboard so long that I couldn't erase it. I bought some cheap dry erase markers and it never came out. So here is what I had that I was reading from in those first few episodes when I said it. Now that was a long time ago. You may know him as Yo, what's up everybody? Is this thing working here? Okay. Well, good day, model railroaders. Today is January 16th, 2017. Is this thing on? Huh? Okay. Well, good day, model railroaders. Today is January 16th, 2017.
All right, there you go. When Sparky first came on doing his videos, that's what he did. I don't know if you remember that far back, but that's the way it went. So that was my shout out Monday evening. I did a lot of shout outs for a lot of people on there. All right, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at what the project is that I'm working on right now. And I'm not going to go through all the whole thing because it's already about 20 to 9. I'll do about 5 minutes of this just to get you started on it, and then we'll go yeah, bloopers. There you go. We'll go about 5 minutes to get you acquainted with this kit, and then maybe on Friday, if I get back early enough from Fort Lauderdale, I'll do this again on Rumble only. So we just finished up the timber oil derrick, and it's time to start a new kit, and we're going to be doing the Campbell's Scale Models coaling station right here. On the Friday live stream, we opened up the box and just looked at all the bags and went over the beginning of the assembly instructions. But let's go down to the bottom here. All right, so I already went over this part here, and it says build the hoist house. The walls of the hoist house have been cut, and the doors and the wood and the windows opening die cut for you. Glue a piece of 3/32 square wood on the inside flat surface of each end of each of the front and rear rectangular walls, flush with the edges for inside corner posts. Glue 1/16 inch square corner trim pieces to the edges of the other two peaked walls, flush with the back inside surfaces. Okay, when the glue has set, slant the upper ends of the corner trims to match the slant of the roof. Okay, glue the windows in their openings and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's open up bag A here. All right, so we got a lot of stuff in bag A. It's a small bag, but there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of plastic. Bag A. So we got some panels here. We got cut out some places for windows there. And we got some notches in some of these walls right here. So here's the windows right here. We got 4 windows. 2 right there. Oops. And let's see what wood we have here. Try to arrange them by size. Okay, so there we go. So there's all the stuff in bag A right there. So these are squares right here. This is rectangle. This is a square. And this is also a square. Really, I guess this one fits at the very top, right there on the peak of the roof. All right. The first two steps on here are take these 3/32 squares and put them on the edge, or put them on the corner of each one of these, like so, for the corner posts. I'll put them over here also. And then the 16th inch square, put them on the edge, like so, flush with the back. So we'll glue these on the back and on the flush with the side, and this flush with the back and on the edge. And then after that, I think we have to cut the windows out. Yeah, glue the windows into openings. So once we get that, then we'll cut the openings for the windows in here, because we've got two windows here, and these two windows are all the way down to the ground. I have my 1, 2, 3 block over here, so I could make sure that it is square on the edge of the two long walls. And just put it on there like this. And I'm going to put it flush with the top of it, because that's the base, and I don't know, they didn't say on here if it goes inside, and I didn't measure it, or flush with the top. Okay, so it says the walls overhang by 1/32, so that's good that I put it on on the top edge of it. I had to read ahead on that. Make sure they're all the way up to the top. Oops, I'm gonna have to redo that one over there. I'm glad I read ahead a little bit, because I wasn't quite sure. I thought I read it earlier that it overhung. I just had to make sure, but it's actually, I guess it'll be longer once you get the corner posts on there for the other side. And once we do these, we'll do the okay, I went a minute further than what I said I was gonna go, but you get the idea of what the kit looks like. That's the bottom of the coaling station. We'll have more on that the next time I come on. Maybe I'll be in here on Friday, not certain yet. It depends on what time I get back and how tired I am from driving to Fort Lauderdale and then back, because that's going to be like 5 hours of driving just for that right there. So I want to thank you all for stopping in. I want to thank you all for putting up with me for 9 years, and for like 4 years on Rumble, or maybe 4.5 years. I have to go back and take a look and see how long I've been on Rumble. I think it's a little bit over 4 years now. I think I started when I was back in Naples, so it could have been back 5 years ago. Hey, Jim Tedesco, how you doing? You're really late. I'm getting ready to cut out of here. We just hit the Wayback Machine and old stuff. I'll show my very first video again, and then I'll put the outro in here. So here's 9 years ago, how it all started. like I said, the next time coming on, more of the coaling station. Thank you all for putting up with me all these years. And here's the long outro with gears and lots of whistles. So, see you later.
We got some rail fans over there. Here we go.
Aboard the Fall Train. My name is Doc. I is working country today. More from them, all figures on today on the Unlimited Train. Again, my name is Doc. I'm sitting on the CN rail beside the car. All the way down to the
I'll get a video of it.
Water tower.
Okay, there you have it. See you next time.